Hey everybody, it's Dina Rico with the Creativity Cave, and I'm so excited to share this awesome happy card with you today. And it is just so cute and so happy, and I think would brighten anyone's day. So let me show you how fun this is to put together. I've got some great tips and tricks for you. And if you like this project, I have an amazing all-star tutorial bundle featuring the Pattern Play bundle and the Playing with Patterns whole suite of products that you can get for $15 or free if you purchase $50 from my online store. And all of the details for that are in the description of this video. So just click see more and you'll see all about that. So let's get started. I have to tell you, today has been what I can only describe as an inky day. But inky days are good days. So let me show you how I put this fun card together because it just makes me happy. Okay, so like I said, I'm featuring the Pattern Play bundle, and this is a great bundle that has the alphabet dies that go with it. There's the numbers, letters, and my favorite part is there's double of lots of letters. Like you can see there's 2 N's, there's 2 O's, 2 S's, 2 T's, etc. So it's a really great alphabet. 2 E's. Okay, so let me show you how I did this. I'm going to start with actually a piece of watercolor paper. I trimmed this to be about 3 1/4 by 4 1/2 inches. I'm going to bring in a little paper to protect my work surface, and I'm going to use my Daffodil Delight ink pad. I'm also going to use one of my oval makeup brushes that I use for blending. So this is just an oval makeup brush that I bought off of Amazon, okay? And I'm just going to get some ink on here, and I'm just going to go over my watercolor paper like this, okay? So I'm just going back and forth on here to get some color down. I'll get just a little bit more, and then that looks fantastic. All right, now that looks great, but what I want to do is blend it out. So I'm going to use my water painters, and I've got the wide one that comes in the pack, and I'm just going to get the water flowing a little bit here and kind of blend this out. There we go. Okay, so I'm blending that color, and that looks good. I'll also take and heat this real quick. We don't want to wait for it to dry. That takes too long, and I'm impatient. I don't know about you guys. Okay. Now, I like putting the color on like that with the blending brush just because it's really quick. Now, I want to add a little something to the background. So I'm going to take this image from the stamp set and just kind of stamp these little polka dots all over the place. And I like to kind of turn my stamp and make sure that it's not going in the same direction all the time so that I really get a nice randomly stamped look on my card. Okay, there we go. And that looks fantastic. I'm going to set this aside for a moment. And next up, what I wanted to do is die cut my letters. Now, I did that ahead of time in some Magenta Madness. I really had to think that one through. Magenta Madness cardstock. And then what I'm going to do is take one of these foam adhesive strip sheets, and I'm going to use my letters again. Now, I'll run this through my Stampin' Cut Emboss machine, and we have a new plate that also just came out with the machine. It is the new magnetic plate, and oh dear, do I like it. Oh boy, it's exciting. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put my sheet on here, and then I'm going to just run my letters through my machine on this foam adhesive strip. You do not want to run the letters with the foam adhesive strip because they will warp and be weird looking. You don't want that. So I'm just going to run all these through, and my magnet is amazing because it's holding everything right in place so things don't move around. So that's awesome. Now I will run this through and I'll be right back. All right, now I've got my letters here and I'm gonna leave them in the actual foam sheet. I'll just pop off the little dies and they come off real easy, so that's no big deal. And then what I'm gonna do is stick my cardstock letter right on top of the foam letter. So we'll peel the backing off. And what that does is when we leave it in the foam, the letter kind of holds its shape nicely, and so it's easy to line up the letter with the foam letter, the die cut or the cardstock letter with the foam letter. And I really like how it holds everything, so your U isn't going to go be like, you don't want that. Okay. And I'm kind of giggling here because normally I spell the letters or the word out right, and I did not here. And so I'm like, wow, this is an interesting spelling, but I didn't do that in order on here. I will tell you though, spelling on camera, not easy. Oh my. I think I have my O sideways here. There we go. Okay, now we've got all of our letters, so let's place them on here. Now the thing I want to do before I do that is a little stamping. So there's, actually I need to clean this quickly. There's this image in our Playing with Patterns stamp set as well. And it has this kind of fun little image. Oops, wrong color. We'll do this in magenta. So I want some magenta ink and I'm going to stamp that on my F, one of my U's, and my O. Okay, and since those two letters are right next to each other, I can just kind of stamp them like that. And just decorating a couple of the letters kind of makes it fun. Okay, so let's go ahead and line these up on here. So I've got my F, A, B, U, L, O. And did you just hear my husband sneeze? I don't know if the camera would have picked that up, but it makes me giggle. F, A, B, U, L, O, U, S. Fabulous. Oh, I just love the look of this. And so I am kind of breaking up my letters and doing them on the two lines. You certainly wouldn't have to, though. O-U-S. Okay, so then once I've kind of have the layout that I would like, I can position my letters down. F, A, B, U, L, oops, L, O, U, and S. Isn't that adorable? Okay, so that looks great. Now, of course, we're going to pull those extra parts of our letters out that we don't need, the negatives. including the backing, so that you can see the yellow background in there. And like I said, these come out nice and easily. So that's great. And there we go. All right. Next up, I want to add the word hello. Now this came from the stamp set Best Year. There's lots of hellos in various stamp sets, so you probably have one hiding somewhere. And I stamped and embossed that. Let's see if I can find my piece that I did ahead of time. And I'm just going to trim this out. I stamped this in Versamark and heat set it with white embossing powder. And I'll just trim that down a little bit. And then I'll add this to my card. I'm going to trim that just, oh my goodness, there's a little fly in here. That's not okay. Don't worry, I got it. Okay. Now, there we go. I want to also give this a little punch with my Pick a Banner punch. And so I'm just going to punch the end of it. Now what I'm finding is this piece is really short. So I can take a Post-it. This is just a little Post-it flag. Stick that on there and then it will be easier to work with because I've got that extra length from the Post-it to work with. So I'll put that in here, punch that end, and again, that flag is so helpful. That looks fantastic. And then I can just take one of the little scrap pieces from here to use as a dimensional to pop this up. So I'll just take that center part of the U and place it underneath here. And then I'll add this right up here to the top. Now I want to adhere this to a layer of cardstock. So I've cut a piece of Daffodil Delight and I'm going to use some seal, potentially. Not sure where my seal went, so I'll use my Seal Plus. So we'll put some of that on here and position it down. And oh, that's so fun. Next, I've got a card base that is Coastal Cabana. And I'll just give that a crease with my bone folder. And oh, I wanted to add a couple of those little sprinkly images. And this time I'm going to stamp them in some Magenta Coastal Cabana. Goodness, I can't seem to get it straight. So I stamped them in Magenta Madness on my letters first. And next I'm going to stamp them in the corner in some Coastal Cabana, because of course Coastal Cabana is kind of the best color ever. I don't know if you've ever known that, but it is very true. You could ask people, they would tell you. Okay, so I've just put a few of those sprinkled in the two corners of my card, and then I'm going to attach this. Now, when I made this card, I thought I need another little embellishment, and so I was looking for something that I could add to this that wouldn't be too much. So I decided on a little bow of ribbon, and I loved how it turned out. So I'm just going to tie myself a little bow with my Magenta Madness ribbon. And then I will add this to the bottom with a glue dot. So we'll just position that on here and tack that down with my glue dot. Like so. And oh my goodness, isn't that just so adorable? Now, if you'd like to purchase any of the products to make this project, please shop my online store. There's links in the description below, as well as a link to the All-Star Tutorial Playing with Patterns PDF bundle. It has 12 video tutorials with photos and dimensions in both English and imperial measurements, or no, metric and imperial, pardon me. measurements. So if you would like that, you can also purchase that with a link below. Thank you guys so much for stamping with me today. If you loved this video, would you please give me a thumbs up as well as subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any more awesome videos just like this one. Thanks for stamping with me today, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.